They were the architects of our digital world, the visionaries who promised to connect us, empower us, and build a better tomorrow. For decades, Silicon Valley was seen as a beacon of progress, a place where libertarian ideals of free markets and individual liberty would forge a new, enlightened age. But somewhere along the way, for some of the most powerful figures in tech, that utopian dream soured. The promise of an open, decentralized future has, for a startling number, curdled into something far more rigid, more aggressive, and in some cases, openly extremist. This isn't just a simple shift to the right, it's a journey down a dark path, one that has profound implications for the technology we use every day and the very fabric of our society. How did the heroes of the digital revolution become the patrons of the new right? To understand this alarming transformation, we need to look at the stories of the men who are leading this charge. Any conversation about the tech world's rightward turn has to start with Peter Thiel. A co-founder of PayPal and the data analytics behemoth Palantir, Thiel was also Facebook's first outside investor. For years, he was the embodiment of Silicon Valley's libertarian streak, even co-founding the conservative Stanford Review in his college days. But Thiel's politics have undergone a strange and public metamorphosis. His early libertarianism, which championed individual freedom above all else, has morphed into a complex blend of nationalism and, at times, authoritarianism. His enthusiastic support for Donald Trump in 2016, a move that baffled many of his Silicon Valley peers, was just the beginning. He donated around $1.5 million to pro-Trump groups during that election cycle, and even took the stage at the Republican National Convention. Since then, Thiel has become a veritable kingmaker for the new right, pouring millions into the campaigns of candidates who mirror his evolving and often contradictory worldview. He bankrolled the Senate campaigns of Blake Masters and J.D. Vance, both of whom worked for him and championed a similar brand of populism. Some of his past writings have been deeply controversial, like a 2009 essay where he suggested that giving women the right to vote made the idea of a capitalist democracy an oxymoron. Thiel's journey is a stark illustration of this ideological shift, a move from a belief in individual liberty to a more nationalist and, some would argue, anti-democratic stance. But he's not the only one walking this path. Another, even more high-profile figure has taken center stage in this drama. Elon Musk, the charismatic and often erratic CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has always been a political enigma. For years, he described himself as a moderate, donating to both Democratic and Republican candidates. But his acquisition of Twitter, which he rebranded as X, has been a turning point, revealing a sharp rightward tilt. Musk has framed his takeover of the platform as a crusade for free speech absolutism. In his view, Twitter was failing as a digital town square by censoring certain viewpoints. However, his version of free speech has, in practice, meant a dramatic loosening of content moderation rules. Almost immediately after his takeover, there was a spike in anti-Semitic and racist content on the platform. Musk himself has been accused of amplifying misinformation and engaging with far-right accounts. He has reinstated previously banned figures known for spreading hate speech and has feuded with governments in countries like Brazil and the UK over their attempts to curb harmful content. His platform, X, has been accused of fueling racist riots in the UK by allowing false and inflammatory content to go viral. While Musk may see himself as a champion of open discourse, critics argue he has turned X into a powerful megaphone for right-wing and extremist ideologies, fundamentally altering one of the world's most influential information ecosystems. This move has not only impacted the digital landscape, but has also emboldened other tech figures to be more vocal about their own controversial views. Beyond the towering figures of Thiel and Musk, a supporting cast of tech leaders has also embraced a more combative, right-leaning politics. Take Palmer Luckey, the wunderkind founder of Oculus VR, which he sold to Facebook for $2 billion. In 2016, it was revealed that Luckey had secretly funded a pro-Trump group called Nimble America, This group was dedicated to what they called shit-posting and spreading anti-Hillary Clinton memes online. The revelation sent shockwaves through the VR community and cost Lucky his job at Facebook. Since then, he has become a major Republican donor, pouring millions into the campaigns of conservative candidates. Then there are figures like David Sacks and Joe Lonsdale, both part of the influential PayPal mafia, alongside Peter Thiel. Sacks, a successful venture capitalist, now hosts the popular All In podcast, which he uses as a platform to voice his increasingly populist and anti-woke views. Lonsdale, a co-founder of Palantir, is another outspoken critic of what he calls woke BS and a significant donor to Republican causes. Together, these individuals represent a powerful and well-funded faction within Silicon Valley that is actively working to shift the industry and the country in a more conservative direction. Their journey raises a crucial question. What is the ideological road that leads from the libertarian dream to the embrace of more extreme political views? One of the most talked about theories to explain this phenomenon is the libertarian to alt-right pipeline. This theory suggests that the core tenets of libertarianism, a deep skepticism of mainstream institutions, a radical focus on individual freedom, and an anti-establishment mindset, can, for some, act as a gateway to more extreme ideologies. The argument is that once you start questioning established norms and authorities, it can be a slippery slope. The same distrust of government and media that fuels libertarianism can also make individuals more receptive to the conspiracy theories and anti-egalitarian views of the alt-right. It's a path that often starts with content that is critical of feminism or so-called social justice warriors and can gradually lead to more extreme material. However, it's important to note that this pipeline theory is controversial. Critics argue that it unfairly tars all libertarians with the same brush and that the vast majority do not end up embracing extremist views. They contend that what we're seeing is not a pipeline to the alt-right, but a more conventional, albeit more aggressive, form of conservatism. The immense wealth and power these tech tycoons possess could also play a significant role. The psychology of extreme wealth can foster a sense of entitlement and a belief that personal success is solely due to individual merit, leading to a disdain for social safety nets and a desire for deregulation. The insular, self-reinforcing culture of Silicon Valley can also create echo chambers where these ideas can flourish without challenge. And, ironically, the very technology these figures have created might be the most powerful engine of this radicalization. Social media platforms, at their core, are designed to do one thing: keep you engaged. They do this through complex algorithms that track your every click, like, and share, and then feed you more of what they think you want to see. While this is great for advertisers, it can have a devastating impact on our political discourse. These algorithms can create what are known as filter bubbles or echo chambers, where users are only exposed to content that confirms their existing beliefs. This constant reinforcement can make people's views more extreme over time, a process known as algorithmic radicalization. It's a digital rabbit hole that can lead someone from watching a video about a legitimate grievance to being inundated with conspiracy theories and extremist propaganda. Studies have shown how these platforms can inadvertently guide users down these paths, with content becoming progressively more extreme. The design that prioritizes engagement over accuracy can amplify emotionally charged and divisive content, creating a feedback loop that normalizes radical ideas. This isn't just a theoretical problem. The consequences are real, with online radicalization being linked to real-world violence. So, if the platforms themselves are part of the problem, is anyone in the tech world trying to be part of the solution? Despite the grim picture, there is a growing counter-movement within the tech industry. Many tech leaders and employees are deeply concerned about the rise of extremism and are actively working to uphold the industry's more idealistic founding principles. Following the violent Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville in 2017, A number of major tech companies, including Google, GoDaddy, and Facebook, took decisive action, deplatforming white supremacist groups and individuals. This was a significant moment, signaling a shift from a hands-off approach to a more active role in enforcing their terms of service against hate speech. Organizations like Tech Against Terrorism are working to disrupt terrorist activity online by collaborating with tech companies, civil society, and governments. They provide resources and support, especially to smaller platforms, to help them combat extremist content. The Anti-Defamation League, ADL, has also been a major force in this fight, establishing a center in Silicon Valley to track and combat online hate. They work with tech companies to improve content moderation and have even shifted their focus to include digital literacy, recognizing that teaching people to identify misinformation is a crucial part of the solution. These efforts represent a growing awareness within the tech world of its immense power and responsibility. It's a battle for the very soul of Silicon Valley. The journey of some of tech's most powerful figures, from libertarian idealists to patrons of extremism, is a cautionary tale. It reveals how wealth, power, and ideology can intersect in dangerous ways, and how the tools we create can be used for purposes we never intended. The path from innovator to extremist is not inevitable, but it is a real and growing threat. The future of technology, and in many ways, the future of our society, will depend on which vision for Silicon Valley ultimately prevails. The one that seeks to divide and conquer, or the one that still believes in the power of technology to connect and empower us all. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, subscribe for more deep dives into technology and the characters behind them.